Welcome back to the 4MSP server. My name is JoshPows and today we're gonna finish our start island. And of course, with that said, we're not gonna do just the outside, we're also gonna work on the inside. But before we start, I kind of want to show you guys a little bit of things that I've done on stream lately. And it wasn't much, but it took a lot of time to get it done. And one of those things, of course, is the one over here. We got a armor stand over here who is fishing instead of me standing here, because that's what I did in the first few episodes or so, or in between episodes and stuff. I was here all the time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add a armor stand over here as well, with of course a little bit more detail, like some fish in the water. And of course over here I did add 3 more of them. One of them is cooking, of course, which is amazing. And of course we got one more over here just eating some chicken, which is kind of amazing. I like it. And that's kind of the fun thing about those armor stands, of course. We can add just a little bit of detail, and I like that quite a bit. So of course, after adding a little bit more of the characters over here, I want to do that more often and on more locations. They're gonna be more inside of the build as well as in the other builds that are going to be around here. This one will be gone, the pond will be gone, and that one will be gone and will be replaced with something better. So of course we're gonna get rid of this area as well, because we're gonna build up an elevator instead, which is going to lead down into something new, and that's gonna be a library. And of course all the items that we're going to need, I already get it by now. And to be fair, it is quite a bit, and it's not just for the library, it's also for the outside. And all I am missing is like gravel, sand, dirt, and grass blocks stuff. Those things I'll get later, of course. And one more thing, of course, you might hear them, and they're freaking loud all the time. That's why I get annoyed by them. But yep, they will get their own place as well behind the library. Of course, it's gonna be seen, but that's totally fine with me. And those are the things that we're going to do today. So the first area I want to start with is over here. I don't really like to do that underneath the ground, so I'm not gonna do a time lapse on this inside, but the outside will get a bigger time lapse. So I might do everything at once, because that's more amazing, and just fast forward a little bit more. So it might be a little bit of a fast time lapse soon, but I'm not entirely sure. It might still be a little bit longer, but of course in one go probably. So of course, with all of that said, let's change it up. So there we go for the first part. We got this area done already. And of course, like you might notice, the stairs is a little bit different, and this whole place is a little bit better right now, as well as for the elevator. And this one is working as well right away, because well, we need to go down because I want to continue on with the library. So like you might notice, we still got some storage over here, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna use those for the mine or for something else. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe for some other things later on, as well as for the workstation over here. Of course, we just got it over here just to fill it up a little bit. So of course, this is just the beginning of today's episode, and well, I think we did quite well. And of course, like you might notice on the elevator, I did fancy a lot of copper over here, since it looks amazing. Now the sad part about going downstairs is that, well, not the whole thing comes down with you, of course, just the floor. And of course it isn't that amazing, but still, it does work. So if we will click on it, we will go downstairs. Alright, so there we are. Of course, it's a little bit dark in here. I don't know what to do with the lighting. I don't even know if it's possible to do lighting over here. So yeah, it's gonna be like this for a little bit. And maybe I'll add some more of the crying obsidian. I think this one gives off a little bit of light, and I might have to add some of those instead. So yeah, I might do that. But until then, this is where we will build up our library. But of course, for now, we got this all dug up. But we kind of forgot about one thing. To just get it done. So, of course, we now finally got our library done. We can turn off gamma now, and it looks just about amazing. It's quite a bit bigger than I intended to go for, and maybe a little bit squarish, but still, I really love this whole location with like the candles flying in the air. I was like, it gives a little bit more of a Harry Potter vibe, but of course, yeah, I still like that quite a bit. And of course we got some tables with benches next to them, just people can read. And I'm thinking about adding some of the armor stands around here as well, of course, and I will do that probably just about everywhere that we get. And I think it's gonna be amazing. And of course, once we get upstairs over here, we got a lot of lighting, of course, over here. And the reason therefore is because otherwise the ceiling would have been even more messed up or dark. And I didn't like that too much. So I decided to do it more like this, somewhat chandeliers and stuff. And I didn't want to do them all just simple with tough blocks and stuff. So I decided to go for spruce over here, as well as for this side over here, where we get our villagers finally, which yeah, those are useful and they are sorted out by now. And I don't mean with like the traits and stuff, it's still like 4 emeralds for bookshelves and stuff, of course, and that kind of things. I'm still working on that, except for the fact that I've got to leave them in their minecarts there for temporarily, but this is how it's supposed to be looking afterwards anyway. So I do have to get them back into the minecarts, and that's going to be fairly easily done just by getting a minecart over here, of course. Make sure to get this one out of the way real quick without him going out of his own way. And we will get it all done. I'm not entirely sure if he can move anyway, thanks to the trapdoor over here. But if he can, he shouldn't be able to, alright? But I decided to sort them all, like Silk Touch over here, Efficiency 5. We got Unbreaking 3 and Mending at the start, just because most people will use those, and if anyone ever needs any of them, they can just come over here and they can find those easily, of course. And if you might wonder, where are the other ones then? Well, I decided to do them underneath in the ground. And of course over here we got a railway, because we got a zombie over here. Which, well, yeah, it's kind of a jerk. I can't go there because of a string over here, otherwise it will get locked in and out and in and out and in and out, and yeah, it's quite annoying. So I put them all over here. Those are still in the minecarts because I really don't care about them myself. I might figure that out later as well, but they also have to be lowered anyway in pricing and stuff. Even though I might not use them often, I might use them to get more emeralds. So they are in here. It's not detailed or anything at all. I decided not to do it because it's underneath the ground anyway, so I'm fine with it. And of course the zombificator over here is as well for the ones upstairs, just to make it a little bit easier on myself. And well, I kind of almost forget to show you the roof, or the ceiling, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's more a ceiling because, well, there's more dirt on top, of course. But I really like the way I did this ceiling. I decided to go with 3 shades, I guess, of the glass. And I decided to go with the more purplish for once because it feels more magical, I guess. And I do feel like it belongs over here. I really love the way I did that. And I think it looks amazing, to be fair. So with this all done, it's time to head back upstairs. And of course we do that by elevator. Ding! At least that's what I'd say if I wasn't near the video. And the first things I really need to do, and I will do those off camera because also of the time lapse, because I think that's useless to keep in the time lapse. I just want to show you whatever I will build inside of the time lapse, which will be probably done build by build, but hey, it will be done. So of course for now I want to get rid of the pond, the horse stables, and this area of course. And after that I'll be back. Alright, so for now we are finally done. And I also did one more thing, and that is I shaped my whole island to its current final stage already. So I decided to get a little bit of a water shape in here as well, just a little bit more because I didn't like the way that it was otherwise. And I decided of course to get rid of the building, so yeah, everything will be filled up again. And I got a little bit like location like over here. It is more wide than it was before. Over here, well, yeah, there's water instead, of course. And on this side, it is a little bit wider as well. I tried to do a little bit more of the water stuff as well, just to get it a little bit better done and stuff. But I still need to get some seagrass and stuff in there, but I will do that later, of course. And over here, I just decided to do everything at least grass form. And until this location, of course, they are all, well, gone. Now, we got the animals all over here, like the horses as well as chickens and sheep and stuff. Everyone is over here waiting for the new permanent location. And, well, that's the first thing, of course, that we want to do today. Or, well, the first thing. It's been days working on this episode already. And hours, so that's amazing. Alright, so we are totally prepared right now. And I really want to get started on the time lapse. So without further ado, let's go! Alright, so there you have it for the time lapse, and of course we start out over here because, well, I'm just glad to have this part done as well. I didn't even know what to do over here until last minute, so we got this done now, and I think it looks amazing. A little bit of greenery as well, as some benches of course, and it's a great start. Alright, so if we walk over here, we got a whole new backyard, of course. Now, one thing I really like about it is the fact that in between those two buildings, like just this line or so, here was just the old kind of greenery house thingy. I don't know what it was. It was just full of azalea leaves or so. So yeah, That house was just about in between with the pond up right over here, which was kind of weird if you think about it right now, since, well, it doesn't even seem like there's ever been a pond or anything else around here. The market area as well, like you could have seen inside of the time lapse as well, where in the floor over here you can still see the remains and stuff, and as well underneath the water on the front side over there we also got still the tunnel or so from the well we had down there. Alright, so if we look at this place, of course, we got a horse over here. This one is called Saint Lucifer, since I do love the game Saints Row, the old game anyway. And Lucifer because of the TV show Lucifer. Really like that. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna call it Saint Lucifer. It doesn't make any sense, and that's what I like about it. So the fact that they are all in here now, they all got their own space, and it's a lot bigger than what they had before. So that's the thing I really like about it, of course, and as well as they can't go anywhere because of the berry bushes on top of him, which does help quite a bit, of course. Like right now, he does fancy going out, but he's not gonna now, aren't you? Even though this is kind of a simple design, I really love the way we build it up, so that's kind of amazing. And this is just build one, of course, which I had been working on the first. Then I started on the barn over here, where you can see all the chickens and stuff, also outside, which I do like a lot. Also with the new texturing and stuff, of course, from the fresh animations. And I really like them outside like this. So kind of the same design as with the library over here, of course. We got just a chain with some of the thingies over here, but they called again. I grindstone, jeez, words. Alright, so we got some doors over here, which you can just get to the side. It's like the ladders inside of the library, of course, if you've seen that. I didn't talk about it, but I think you've seen it, probably. And of course over here, I will add a little bit of item frames or so over here, like a saddle and stuff. And, well, maybe with armor stands anyway, I'm not sure. And just get a little bit of a corner over here just for that, of course. And over here, we got the chickens, the pigs and stuff. But I noticed one thing, and that is they all go outside instead of staying inside, but that's probably because of the grass and stuff, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that later, not right now, but it is something that has to be done because yeah, none of them want to stay inside. So on top over here we got some carrots and some seeds, of course, just so we can feed the animals whenever we feel like it. And those aren't the only ones we got, of course. We also got some storage, by the way, but we also got some outside over here. But the reason therefore is just, well, mostly to fill up the area. And I was like, we're never gonna get enough of the weed and stuff and enough of the carrots. So the carrots one is a bit smaller, of course, since the pigs are, well, yeah, just one group. And we need seeds for chickens, of course, and wheat for the cows and for the sheep as well. So yeah, they got all they need, I guess, right now. I did add some trees inside of it as well, because I felt like, well, that's normal, I guess. I don't know. That's what I think about. And of course some water, so they all got water whenever they need it. And also, of course, we got a greenhouse now, instead of the other one where you just got some crops and all the animals. I just made a custom greenhouse just for the green stuff. So yeah, we got, again, some stuff over here, like beetroots even, for once. I never use them, but I was like, you know what, why not? And of course we got some bees in here. That wasn't intentional. It had to be a bee nest. It didn't have to have any of the bees, but sure, why not? I was like, they're here right now anyway, so I'm totally fine with it. And of course, the ceiling you haven't seen probably, because the time-lapse wasn't going up too far, I guess. Just for the leaves outside anyway. So I added a little bit of greenery as well, and some of them, like this one, I still have to just use a shear on, because, well, some of them keep growing. I think just that one, but still, most of them are cut, and I think I forgot one, so yeah, that's fine. But I kind of want to show you guys how it looks in shaders as well, because I believe that looks amazing too. I haven't seen it too much myself, but you know what, we're just gonna show you. So here we go with the shaders on, and I think I need to add more boulders around here. I think that will do the trick as well, but I really think it looks amazing like this. I really do. I really love it, and yeah, I think it looks amazing. I'm sorry, I'm just so very much happy to finally get the starter area done. It took me a little bit of time, of course, and I didn't really remember what I wanted to do first. Well, yeah, like you had the market area around here first, of course, and then didn't like it too much, but yeah, of course we had to change it up, And here we go. So of course, even with shaders, it looks quite amazing like this. I really love it. I really do. And what I do love most about it is just about the middle area, I guess. Just a lot of greenery around, a lot of fences, but they don't really make sense since you can walk through them. But I usually always thought about like, I need to add them over here and over here and over here. Just close it all up and stuff. And since I stopped doing that, I think this works out quite a bit better, of course. That makes this whole backyard come alive, I believe. And yeah. It's just about amazing. The starter area is finally done. So of course, with this whole starter area done finally, it is time to get some other things going. I'm not entirely sure which way I will go first. I mean, I got options. Like, I got an option to go that way, of course, since there's a bridge over there, but nothing else is over there yet. And I also got the chance to go over here to this side and just go, well, two different ways anyway. I can go that side or that side, and of course I will add more around that area anyway. So that will lead to, well, this one as well, and that one will lead to that one later on, of course. And in the end, all of this has to be changed someday, or at least most of it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but at least a lot will be changed and a lot will be done, of course. And I will add a lot more detail to the water probably, and yeah, there's so much more to come. This just, I just felt like I had to get the starter area done finally after 12 episodes. And we finally did. So I'm glad about that. Alright, so with all of that said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.